Good morning. So I wanted to talk a little bit about joy. Joy associated with grief and loss, and how those moments of joy, when they do actually come in to your experience, how that is actually even a choice point moment for you to grab onto and create more of that. I actually want to share this message I feel, to help people grieving. And it was reflected to me in my work this week with supporting a parent who was bereaved, having lost their child, and the devastation that they're experiencing. But the devastation they're experiencing is actually unresolved grief, because they're 3 years along that journey and they're still very much in the depths of the devastation of the experience of that loss of our children. And so, because I am a deep thinker and I reflect a lot on my work, I reflect always that I am serving through the highest love and attention that I can give these individuals, provide, to hold space. And for the first time in 3 years, no one, to my understanding, this was actually told to me, no one has been able to help this person release some emotions, begin to release the emotions, because no one has understood their journey. And that's the power of seeing a counsellor who has actually walked the trenches. Because every emotion this person feels or is showing to me, even the unresolved ones, the suppressed ones, I've been there. I know exactly where they are. Anyway, I was actually able to help this person, which has been my experience, to verbally express how they felt they were a failure. And for me, in my experience, I most definitely felt like a failure as a mother, that I wasn't able to find the solutions to his distress, even though I felt I had the tools to do that. I wasn't able to relieve that distress that ultimately resulted in the outcome of his death. And so I felt a failure as a mother. And this failure that I felt, I punished myself, but not in a direct way, in an indirect way, an unconscious way of suppressing joy and happiness from my life. And this is what I want to share, because it was reminded to me through this little bird. I say the hummingbird, even though we don't have hummingbirds here, but we have our little honey eaters, which is pretty much the same bird. But the hummingbird as such was a connection that Brett and I had, because he gave me this beautiful little plate that has a hummingbird on it. And one day in my grief, in the depths of my sorrow and devastation, This is how Spirit comes to us to try to nudge us out of our sorrow. I literally had a hummingbird buzzing right in front of my eyes, literally less than a meter away, and it just hovered, and I just stood in absolute awe. And I bawled my eyes out because I knew in my heart it was my Brett. And he was basically saying, come on, Mum, you got to get out of this. You've got to get out of this sorrow, this devastation. It was like he was saying, you don't deserve to suffer. And so he was helping me. He was helping me to see joy, the joy in life. He was helping me. And that is the choice point moment. I saw the truth of what that little bird was telling me. The little spirit messenger that was coming through the bird from Brett, from Spirit, from my angels. And I saw that joy. I felt the joy. I absolutely felt the joy. And I felt the joy like I have never felt joy in my life ever. And I knew in that moment that I wanted more of that. And it was okay. It's okay to experience happiness and joy again in your life after loss. That was my choice point moment to choose that I want more of this. And I did. I literally said, I want more of that, because I'd been in such deep, deep heartbreak like nothing else. It is the deepest of lows with the loss of our children. I felt the depths of absolute darkness, and I went to the extreme of absolute joy. It is so powerful. And it was just one of those healing moments that I, again, said, bring me more moments of joy, because I knew in my heart I needed to experience more joy. I felt like I got the confirmation from Brett to say, it's okay, Mum, you deserve joy. And that's the thing about grief and loss, is we're not meant to suffer for the rest of our life. And it's not by choosing joy again and happiness and living in the world to live, fully present, fully alive, mindful, intentionally living in this world with reverence for all of life. That's okay. It doesn't mean we forget our loved ones. There's not a chance. I know there's no chance of that, because when love is so deep, nothing can take that away. And I know through all of those moments and many moments like that where I've connected with my son, that he's not lost. He hasn't gone anywhere. And I was actually shown that we are tethered. I was shown that we are tethered by a red string, and that has a very significant meaning to me. I was shown that we are tethered. He is tethered with me until my last breath. a spiritual connection. And so those little moments that come to us as healing opportunities to see that there is another choice and that it's okay to heal and keep on living and keep on walking this human life. I'm encouraging you, if you are grieving, if you haven't been able to find within you the strength, the courage, to make the choice to keep on living, look for those moments of joy, because they're all around us. Spirit is always communicating with us, giving us the signs. And most often we miss them, especially when we're deep in sorrow, because everything's blurred. There's so much density within our physical body, within the body, mind, spirit, that it is hard to see that there is positivity in this life. But there will be those moments that Spirit, that your loved one is communicating with you, trying to encourage you along, because they can't move on sometimes. That's important to understand. If we're deep in our grief, like I had this moment in my grief, I can't remember where it came from, but it was along the lines that if we are unable to move through our sorrow and come out of that, then we also keep them stuck as well. When I understood that, that was another moment that said, I didn't want him to suffer because of my suffering. That was another little healing moment or understanding, another choice point moment that I chose that I wasn't, if it was not for me, then I would do it for him. And sometimes we just need to grab onto anything to help us move through the emotions, not suppress them. Just keep on allowing them to move through you. And it's okay, there's nothing wrong with you, because there's a shitload of emotions you've got to go through. Don't hold on to them, don't suppress them, don't push it under the carpet, don't ignore it, don't numb it. Because there must come a time when we're going to take these little baby, soft, gentle steps and grab onto the moments of joy when they come in and affirm, bring me more of these moments. I want more of these moments of joy. Because when you've been in the depths of loss and grief, you know what joy feels like, trust me. I don't even need to explain it, because I know you know that, like me, I knew, and I didn't want that pain. I wanted joy. I wanted to experience joy again, happiness again. And it's a slow, gradual path, because there will be moments when the happiness comes in and you deny it. I did it. That's okay, because the next one will come along and you'll grab onto it. And this is the path of grief and healing. Some days you will grab on and you'll grab onto the hope and the joy, and then other days you just can't, and that's okay. But every little baby step is a step forward into your most beautiful, alive, authentic self. So I just wanted to share this message today for anyone that is grieving, anyone that feels like they've failed their loved ones. You haven't failed them. Just honor those emotions. Try to understand why you might feel that way, and just allow it. Allow it to be, and then before you know it, it'll just move through and release. That's how it works. Once you feel it, acknowledge it, it moves up and out. I send all my love to you. I see you in all of your sorrow and all of your heartache. Oh my God, now I want to cry because I see you. You've got this. Trust me, because I've reached such a place of peace in my heart with that journey, and so can you. Namaste.